Okay, yeah. This is a video about the difference between CNA and caregiver from nursing home to assisted living or group home settings. For a nursing home, for CNA, you are taking care of more than between 8 to 19 clients of a residence, caring for them and everything, feeding them, toileting them, dressing them, interact with them. That whole shebang. You are having, for nursing home, you have the DON, administrator, therapy, physical therapy, occupational therapy, you have dietary, you have housekeeping, maintenance. All that in one big lump sum in a facility. For group home settings, you are not. It depends how many bedrooms. For group home settings, you can go from 3 to 12 people, but you have 2 caregivers in a group home But in the home health group home settings, it may be 3 clients and only you for each shift. You are doing almost the same thing for cooking them. Well, for group homes, you are cooking for them, you are cleaning for them, you are giving medication for group home settings, but you need your additional certification than in the nursing home settings. For group home settings, you need to be CBRF. That's basic of community-based resident facility, meaning you are additional. You have to pass PILs. For group home settings, most facilities that own business for group home settings for CBRF, your job titles are different. Your job titles is more not CNA, is more as caregivers or caretakers. On the reason because you are actually caring for the residents, and also two, you are providing meals for them, you're cooking them like a home cooked meal. So you're not interacting with the DON, administrator, and all that in a group home setting. So it's just you and the residents. But you are involved with the owners of the facility because they want to keep occupied what's going on. Medication wise, you do need your certification for them, some classes, on the reason because you are passing pills to these residents. It depends on the certification and where located you are. Where are you taking your classes at, and they're the ones to be giving you the training. Only to I said the training because you need to have certain certificates to be in assisted. You can do it in assisted living, or you can also do it in a group home settings. Only reason I can say that is because you still need to be passing pills to the residents. So you are working underneath a RN or a LPN under their license because you are passing pills, and most of the pills are narcotics, so you have to be very careful. Most of the ones in assisted living in the group home settings, as a caretaker, you are providing pills once again, but the RN and the LPN is stepping in to make sure everything is still attached and you are getting in-service done constantly, weekly. Nursing home settings, you are not passing pills unless you are a certified med tech working underneath a LPN or RN, and that's also the DON or an administrator needs to sign off that you can work underneath them to pass pills. For the certified med tech, and then for nursing homes, you are still a CNA also as well, but sometimes people get the depression because you passing pills. Now you don't have to do CNA work. You still do. So if I'm short as an aide, you dropping down your position because there's over a LPN or a RN can take over that position and get stuff done real quick. But we are short of a staff, so you're dropping down position. Or you could do half and half in the nursing home settings. So you can do group home. You can do nursing home settings for CNA and still be a med tech. You do need certification. You do need a certification for that as well. Only reason because the difference is that certification is 4 weeks. In a CBRF, you have different classes that you can take, as in medication, standard precaution, fire saver, dietary, the residents' rights, and dietary, standard precaution, resident rights, and medication. So if you're not a CNA, you'll be taking additional classes on the reason because you need to understand. So the ones who are certified nurse assistants kind of outdate that on the reason because it's underneath their license also as well. For the group home and assisted living, you still interacting with the DON and nursing, and you still need to contact the owners of what's going on for the facilities. It's almost the same thing as the nurse doing. It's almost a lot of responsibility, but you still working behind other people too, your other co-workers as well. So the assisted living and the group home settings, your shifts are different. You can do it 8 hours or you can do it 12 hours. Yes, there is overtime in most assisted living and group home settings because there always a need. It's still in the healthcare field, so you'll be enjoying the welcome in that field. You also can make your money also in the nursing home as well because there's always a lot of overtime as well. So that position would be fine as well. To work in a nursing home, you still have overtime. They both still is a healthcare background field. So you still can interact with the patients. For some nursing homes, certain group homes, let's go back. Certain group homes do not require to have a Hoyer, but they will have clients that's a Hoyer, that is a Hoyer. So you dealing with clients that's a Hoyer, tube feeders, colostomy bags, maybe a wound vac just a little bit. You get training on that also as well if you've never in contact or it's been a while for that position or it's been a minute since you took care of them type of clients. But you are also for group home and assisted livings, you are in contact with the residents with Cabela, Alzheimer's, the Parkinson's, dementia. You still interact with them, but they just having that family warranty in the home health group home settings. Again, you still pass the pills to these clients and you still interact with these clients. You cooking them a home cooked meal. You still getting a care plan also as well. You just contact with the next step. So if you're doing a 12-hour shift, you're only doing from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. or 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. So it's only two of y'all working back from each other. Shift do change. It depends on the facility, on that facility. Assisted living for the group home, for assisted living for CBRF, you are working, you do 7.5 hours, but only for that you are working next, you having other co-workers. So you have your med pass and you passing pills for your residents and you taking care of your residents. I know from my experience, my last facilities that I have worked as in assisted living under for the CBRF, my title was not CNA, my title was CNA / caregiver. Only reason because I have 8 clients I take care of, and all of them 8 clients I was taking care of. I also was giving medications and giving them, inserting them food as well. For the assisted living parts, the facility is cooking their food for them. For group home settings, you are cooking their foods for them. There is a menu to watch over. So the owners is making menus, certain little meals they want out during the week. Should provide for them and you're cooking them. Or the shift previous from you for the group home settings, or cook their meal pre-prep for you already. All you do is pop it in the oven, and in that due time your meals are taken care of already. For back to the nursing home settings, you are not cooking for the clients. They have dietary, they have housekeeping, they have maintenance man. So you're not really in the kitchen as well. As it's different from the nursing home and assisted living. I understand I might say this a little bit too fast, but nursing home wise for CNA, you're not cooking because they have dietaries or cooks in the kitchen cooking for the residents, for them, watching their diets and everything, and they prepping for them. For the group homes, that's the only position you would be taking because they are cooking for you are cooking for your clients, and you are doing housekeeping as well. So you like all in one basically for group home settings. So you're the caregiver You're the housekeeping, your dietary, your maybe could be the maintenance man also as well. So you have a big role of, you may be the stock lady too as well. So in a group home settings, you are stocking for the next shift for them to keep yourself, keep things smooth and going through. Um, if anything goes wrong in a group home settings, you have a nurse to call, and plus you call in the nurse, you call in 911, you call in the family, and you call in the DO, the person that owns the facility. You are calling them to inform them what's going on. So if you need to send a client out in a group home settings, you have that nurse, you have the owner, you inform them what's going on. Any medication that needs to be changed, you are changing that medication also as well for the group home settings. Sister living is almost the same way. You are changing medication, or you are DCing any medication that's over. The nurse that's under you working under, she is watching and making sure she go over your notes, and she going over the MAR book. That's what it's really called, the MAR book. Most of them now, sister livings and group homes, having it in the book. Some of them having it on the computer. Nowadays, since technology is up from 2020, now everything is more on technology. Group home settings and still have it in the book, so you still have that episode. So for nursing home settings, for CNA, that is just your title, just CNA. You can also have to be CNA/MedTech, but right about now, that is the difference. For anything goes wrong with the residents, you have a nurse that's passing medication, that's caring, you working next to, or you working under with. You inform that nurse, the LPN or that RN, this is going on with my resident. My resident is not, they're normally safe at the moment. You're doing Hoyers, easy stand, colostomy bags, tube feeder, wound vacs, trachs. You're working underneath therapy, physical therapy, occupation therapy. And once again, I said that previously already. You're doing weights, doing vitals, giving them a bath. Same thing you're doing in assisted living, in the group homes. You're getting these clients a bath. For the nursing home, most of the times they have that bath. You can give them a bath inside of their rooms instead of taking them out. This is Latanya talking about the difference between caregiver and CNA, and different from nursing home, assisted living, and group homes. I will talk to y'all on my next video. Bye bye.